Alrighty, we're back here. I imagine people will start dropping in a second. I need to paste all those questions that we had. So let me do that real quick. Oh no. Trying to go too fast. Trying to go too fast. Let me. Okay, so people are coming. If you asked a question, it's probably safe just to ask it again, because in copying and pasting URLs, I lost some for sure. And I don't want to miss any. So if I didn't answer your question already, please go ahead and put it in the chat. I'm going to give it about 30 seconds for folks to get here. I didn't see the number that was here before I left, so I just don't want to get rolling too much. I'm going to go ahead and start with, let's see, we got an email that stated the second semester classes were in PowerSchool, but I don't see anything yet. Yeah, I got an email from a parent yesterday saying the same thing. So let me email Coach Bunting right now. Might be because we're still in semester one and the change happens on Tuesday, the 19th, but I will certainly ask, because we want you to be able to see it as soon as possible. The current status on teacher instruction lessons being recorded for student use. There's a big packet of documents that the district has given all of us, and it's basically up to the teacher if they're going to record, and if they do record, they have to get written opt-in or opt-out from the students in the classroom, and then the teachers have to simultaneously be in a Google Meet with their other kids who opt into being recorded, and they have to record a separate live stream. I don't know the ins and outs. I haven't had any teachers request it. There is a process for teachers to be able to record. If that's something your student is really interested in, I would have them reach out to their teachers and ask for sure. Will classroom links be posted for students? Yeah. So we will, I actually have to send that email out as soon as we're done here. I'm emailing the faculty to say, hey, here are the links we're going to use for January 2021-22. Please verify that your link works. And then in the first 3 days of class, teachers will share, okay, from now on, here's how you're going to get to my live instruction. We will post that on the website. You might be used to the green banners that we have at the top of the website. And so hopefully by Friday at, Tuesday, the workday at the latest, we'll have a green banner up there where kids can click and log in and have access to all those classrooms for second semester. What is the chance that biology students will get to do labs? Small? Maybe. I'm not real sure. But it's an intense amount of preparation, even when we don't have to deal with COVID safety guidelines. Like I have remembered the biology team being like, I got to set this lab up for 3 classes today, and it is an all-encompassing endeavor. And I don't know the feasibility of that having to manage guidelines. Now, the fact that we're in these rotations might make that possible, but the other piece of the puzzle there is then you're doing that 1 unit for 3 weeks, and how does that impact instruction? It's a tough balance. It's not easily accessible. Can you tell me what's not easily accessible on the school website? so that I can make it more accessible. One child doesn't have a teacher listed. No, we have a teacher, but they're new and they don't get pushed to PowerSchool until like Tuesday. So we don't have a name to list. And that might be the kind of thing where literally the name populates on Monday morning. If not, if it's still showing teacher English 2 honors, then on the actual classes document, it will say English or teacher English 2 honors, click here. And then the teacher will be in that meet. That's where we don't have control over the state database. We kind of got to wait. But don't worry about contacting a counselor this time. That situation is just, we have a new staff member. We actually were able to hire a new teacher to make class size a little smaller and make the schedule in the English department a little more flexible. And so that's why you're seeing that it's a new teacher for us. We didn't lose anybody. Just logged into PowerSchool. What is cohort 4? So you should see an A, B, C, or D. A, B, C corresponds to cohorts 1, 2, and 3. And then if you have a D next to your name, that should be the Virtual Academy indicator. Are there going to be more opportunities for kids staying in Virtual Academy to engage with clubs, et cetera, in the spring? Yeah, you know, it was really pushing November before we had a lot of guidance on stuff other than athletics. But the arts have definitely started doing some stuff. Clubs are starting to do some stuff. So we will have some opportunities there for clubs and things in the next semester for sure. I need to ask about a clubs and activities fair. Maybe we can do a spring recap or something. That's a good question. The lab question, I do believe, applies to all sciences. And I certainly, don't get me wrong, like every science teacher is trying to figure out how can I make this work because they want to do the labs too, especially in chemistry. We just have to sort out if and how and when. But yeah, that would apply to every science class. Oh, awesome. How do my kids get connected with the weekly message? So the weekly message is, that's a good question. I can't send it to students. The giant platform we have where I build it and send it out to families only has parent contacts in it. And I don't control that database at all, which is why we've started putting it on Twitter and Facebook. So like if they follow the Twitter account every Sunday at 3:03 p.m., sometimes 3:02, but it's always 3:02 or 3:03, the link to the weekly message goes out. And then it's also always on the website under Our School Weekly Principals Message. So they can always check in there. I don't know that I have a way to push it to their emails, but I can talk to Ms. King about a possibility. Let me work on that. That's a cool question nobody's really asked before. But they can certainly see it if they find the link on Twitter or go to the website. Do I have numbers for each cohort group? They are all really close. They're all right around like 425, 450. A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, D equals Virtual Academy. Oh, yeah. So let me go back then. Oh, we got it. Okay, we're good. Not connected to pushing would be ideal. Okay, I wonder if the district will give me permission to the students. So there's not like the principals have access to an all student email. Let me talk to Ms. King later this morning about how we can leverage that mechanism to send the weekly message to kids. That would be, and that's probably good in the long run. We're like teaching kids to use their email in a professional way. Like we can send that to them that way. That's a good idea. Seniors, please pay your senior class fee as soon as possible. Orders for diploma covers, stoles, and yard signs are on hold until more students can pay their senior class fee. Senior class fees can be paid online via the online school payments system. which I believe is under the parents dropdown. Let me check. Huh, I really thought it was there. Hey, Miss Miller, remind me to figure out where the OSP link went, because I don't remember moving it, but it's not there, so we can make that easier for people to find for sure. I got a here comes the bus notification, even though I declined transportation. Is there someone I should contact? No, not necessarily. If your student's not riding the bus, then they just won't get on the bus. And eventually they'll come off the roster. In some cases, because the bus rosters and the bus routes have to be certified at the state transportation level, sometimes they build routes with all the potential kids anyway, even if they've been declined. But I don't think that's the, is it parent homepage? Oh yeah, so Ms. Miller, remind me to I can make that a lot easier. In fact, maybe I should just put that on the upcoming information right there on the front page for a little bit. Sorry about that OSP thing. So yeah, regarding the here comes the bus, I wouldn't sweat it. If you want to email me, I can check and see what's going on and send you to Mr. Flowers to get all that sorted out. Sorry about all the video stuff earlier, y'all. For whatever reason, we have this really nice camera, and with the help of PTSA, we've been able to get all this infrastructure set up to work. But for whatever reason, this camera keeps overheating now when I try and use it for streaming, and I don't really have a good answer for why that's happening. So maybe I just need to get a webcam. Womp womp. It won't look as good as that one. That camera looks very nice. All right, so it is almost 9. I'm gonna do a last call for questions because I definitely have 2 or 3 actionable things that I want to try and leave here and do. So if you've got any last questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. I would also be super open to feedback in the chat about getting here. I know that some people without Google accounts are apparently not able to be in the chat here. So I need to sort out a universal chat option, which may be harder for me to manage by myself. Maybe we need to have like a parent Discord server or something. But I will work on the chat thing. I'm sorry about that. Maybe I can make a Google form that we just can always send out that people can put their questions in the Google form and I can see that in real time. For exams tomorrow, pick up after the first exam you'll pick up from the first exam in the front of the school. Yeah, I'm 99.95% sure it's in the front of the school. And that is my recommendation. We've had a lot of people coming to pick up midday. So you can turn left into the school from Spring Forest Road, but the traffic has gotten really backed up and Spring Forest Road can be a little bit busy. My recommendation is to keep going and take the next left onto Dixie Forest. And then we have an entrance back there across from the Exxon. And that will take you in around the stadium and towards the front of the building. And that'll get you right up front to do pickup. How is it going with kids being back on campus and check-ins? Check-ins seem to be going pretty well. I don't know anecdotally of any students having to be rescreened or any students who have been denied because they failed a screening. I do believe we sent 3 students home on Monday just for various symptoms and stuff like that. And, you know, we're still trying to be super cautious and understanding our protocols and making sure they work right. So we had a few kids that we pulled out of exams before they started and sent home on Monday. but it's been going pretty well. It can get a little hectic in the changeover in the middle of the day because we can't just let kids go hang out anywhere. So some students have to stay in the rooms where they took a morning exam while we let students onto campus into their second rooms, and then we release the first students to their next testing rooms. It's a whole thing. Credit to Miss Sanchez who thought through all that stuff, because it still turns my brain into knots a little bit. But everything I've heard, it's going pretty smoothly. It has been really refreshing to see students back on campus and to be able to say hi, hello, how are you? It's been a little tough because there certainly are a lot of freshmen who are like, I've never been here. And that's a reality that is new for all of us. So yeah, I'm going to recap here real quick, things that I need to do. I need to look at pushing the weekly message to students via email. I think we got the cohort stuff sorted out. And then OSP on the website. I definitely need to go and get those sorted out right now. So thank you guys so much for being here and dealing with this weird transition to YouTube. I thought it would, I'm really frustrated about the chat, so I'm going to have to do some research this week about how I can get more parents actively into a chat situation that I can monitor and be here. I'm sorry, thank you to the parents who were able to get in touch with me via email and text during this to say, hey, here's an issue. That helps a lot because I can't see all the gaps from the other side, from the user side. And I don't know enough about YouTube to be able to think ahead on all that. So thank you again. I hope everybody has a wonderful week. Stay safe. We've got one more big day of tests tomorrow. Tomorrow's the biggest testing day we have at about 350 students. And then a long weekend, and we're back on the 20th with cohort 1, cohort A. The board meeting has called an emergency meeting for tomorrow evening, so make sure you listen to that for any updates. As always, if you need anything, please feel free to email me. I have been feeling badly because it's taken a couple days to get to some people a few times. But also feel free to email your counselor and administrator. We've got a really great team here, and just to be very clear, I'm fortunate to be the one here blabbering on and on and on, but all of this information is the work of a whole bunch of people behind the scenes who have been really tireless and really diligent in thinking through how this needs to work to keep people safe. So a shout out to my team, to Ms. King for keeping us all moving in the same direction, and to everyone up front who has been here since July working through how in the world all this is going to work. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful week and weekend, and we will see you next Wednesday, the first day of class. Be safe, everybody.